our Almighty God, Creator of heaven and earth, Father and lover of our soul, you sit on your throne of mercy and rule with your love and faithfulness. You are full of grace. We acknowledge your presence in our lives. Nothing is hidden in your eyes, even our challenges and struggles in life. We come to you with faith. We ask not only for our daily spiritual bread, but to seek your forgiveness and undeserving favor to heal our land, our family members, our friends and neighbors, even our enemies with COVID-19 and other diseases. Holy Spirit, help us to deepen our faith and see the opportunity to believe, obey, and worship. As we face this pandemic, you are Lord and God. Encourage us and change our hearts, not to fear, but to be full of hope and find ourselves praying and meditating your word. We believe no works of the enemy prosper to your children. Abba, Father, we believe that your Son Jesus Christ is Lord and Savior. He is the truth and our salvation. Hear our prayers, O Lord, and most of all, not our will, but thy will be done. We pray this in Jesus' name, the name above all names, who was and is to come. Amen.
Naghahatid saya sa mga Pinoy, mga kantang tatak Pinoy. Kahit nasan ka man, kami ay mapapakinggan. Streaming worldwide, the future of radio in Manila, California, and Hong Kong. This is V81 Radio.
Malayo ka man sa iyong pamilya, dito ay hindi ka nag-iisa. Tiyak ito'y iyong hahanap-hanapin, dahil ito ang nagpapasaya sa atin. Ito ang radio ko, V81 Radio.
The views and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the program anchors and producers and do not necessarily reflect the policies and position of this station. Samahan na natin si Atty. Jai at DJ Gaur sa pagpapaunlad ng kalusugan sa katawan, isipan at espiritual. Ito ang Gopalakas! Gopalakas! Dito lang yan sa V81 Radio Worldwide.
Payapang isipan, Gopalakas. Malinis na paligid, mabuting kalooban. Gopalakas, hangad na maglingkod sa kapwa't kaibigan. Gopalakas, alagaan natin si Inang Kalikasan. Kalikasan, Gopalakas.
Alright, magandang umaga ulit sa ating mga viewers and listeners and welcome back. Ayan, another episode naman po tayo sa ating Gopalakas radio program. Kamusta po ang ating mga viewers and listeners, ha? Okay lang po ba kayo dyan? Sapagkat ang panibagong Sabado, panibagong pag-uusapan. And ang hashtag natin, make Gopalakas a Saturday habit. Ayan, so kamusta po kayo mga kaibigan? And sa ngayon ay maulan ang ating paligid dito sa Bulacan. Okay, so kung meron man kayong any comments, pakilagay na lang po dyan sa ating comment section. I hope everyone is okay and good to start Saturday again with Gopalakas radio program, and we're gonna be discussing a very relevant topic. And usually pero teka, bago ako magsimula, imbitahan natin ang ating co-anchor. Dahil wala si Atty. Jai or hahabol siya, iniimbitahan ko mo uli si Ate Chandra upang aking maging co-anchor ngayong sa simula ng ating programa. Ate Chandra, magandang umaga po. Kamusta ka po?
Mabuti naman, Gaur. Magandang umaga sa inyong lahat, sa mga nanonood at nakikinig ngayon sa Gopalakas. Yes. And I hope okay ka din, Gaur. Mukhang okay maliwalas ka today.
Yes, magandang ating gising.
Yes.
Sapagkat nakapagpahinga tayo ng maayos and nakapagdasal. So sana tulungan tayo ni Lord hanggang sa katapusan ng programa. Siyempre, mahaba-haba to, mga 2 hours tayo magbibigay ng
Hello? Ayun, nako, nawala si Gaur. So yes, I'll be here to help Gaur out for the next 2 hours. I hope you guys all stay with us dahil nga isa na naman pong napaka-interesting na topic for today. Every week parang paganda ng paganda ang ating mga topics, ano. And so for today, we will be talking about back to basics. Ipakita natin ang ating program poster. Ayan. So yan ang magiging main theme ng ating episode, and we'll be learning everything that we need to know. Ayan na si Gaur.
Ayan. Sorry, nagka-problema sa internet. Pero anyways, we're back. So yan nga po, Ate Chandra, ang ating topic for today is back to basics, right?
Yes, yes.
So yun nga po, gaya ng sinabi ko kahapon, nag-post ako sa page natin na sabi ko, yung idea ko sa back to basics is like, tsaka parang bakit dapat siya mapag-usapan is because it is very relevant na sa panahon ngayon, ang dami nating information na nasasagap. So, minsan sa dami or sa lawak ng nare-receive nating information, yung mga basic nakakalimutan natin. So, parang
Yes.
yung back to basics, pwede natin siyang ipamahagi dahil basically siya yung pundasyon natin. So, Ate
Oo.
Chandra, ano pong masasabi mo sa ating programa ngayong araw?
Tama naman sinabi mo, Gaur. Parang for today, i-remind natin sa mga tao yung importance ng
Yes.
basics. Ano ba basics? Essentials. Na lumabas rin itong past 5 months na tayo,
Yes.
na
Tagal na.
naka-lockdown. Oo.
Yes. At nabalik ang MECQ, tama ba? Sa Metro Manila. And dito rin sa Bulacan actually. Saka sa ibang part ng
Yes.
Pilipinas.
Yes.
So, yan.
For the next 2 weeks.
Mm.
So, ayun, so tuloy-tuloy pa rin tayo. And ayun nga, but the main or one of the good things na lumabas na to is that people have understood the importance or
Yes.
parang yun nga, na-remind tayong lahat in terms of going back to basics because what are the essentials ba that we really need
Yes.
naman to live a very meaningful or purposeful life. Diba, Gaur?
Yes.
So, ayun, excited ako sa ating mga topics today and also our guest speaker. All right? So,
Ayan, okay. Wag na natin
without further
patagalin,
ado,
Ate
I do like
Chandra.
we should go ahead.
Yeah. So, start na tayo for your segment, right? So, please welcome Ate Chandra for her news segment.
All right. For today's news morning, all right. We just wanted to highlight yun nga na through this show, our aim is to help everybody find ways to connect back to basics. Kasi nga with this current disruption of COVID-19 and also just general we always experience disruptions. And so it is very important that we go back to the essentials, the simple everyday things that we can do to take care of ourselves. Small things na malaki ang impact sa ating physical and mental well-being. So during the past 5 months, lalo na sa mga syudad, a lot of our kababayans, including myself, we resorted to a lot of activities that are things that we didn't get to do so much anymore, such as cooking at saka baking. Lumabas ang mga bakers dyan, home gardening or urban gardening. And then meron rin mga nag-focus sa exercise, indoor exercise, especially since it's very important that we also keep our immune system healthy. And mga iba naman, they also focus on arts and crafts, decluttering ng mga bahay, paglilinis ng bahay, pagtatapon ng mga hindi kailangan, 'di ba? At saka mga pagbabasa or pag-aaral ng mga bagong skills or things dahil nga mas maraming oras nung na-lockdown. So marami tayong stories na naririnig na ganyan. And I'm not gonna go into them, but just reminder nga na the pandemic brought to fore the importance of essentials such as one, family and relationships, of course, food, access to food, medication or supplements to keep our bodies healthy, education or continuous learning, continuous reviving or putting new things into our minds. And of course, the overall feeling of safety and security, all these things that made a huge difference for us in the past few months. So tuning into our needs from moment to moment can be challenging, but it is very important and effective now more than ever. And so the more that we try to focus and make this a priority in our life, the more we will be surprised by how our minds and bodies will intuitively know what it needs. So for this morning's guest, we actually are welcoming again somebody who was with us already to share with us alternative methods on what else we can do to go back to basics for our health. She's actually an expert in the Eastern healing practices. She is a DOH PITAC certified acupuncturist, an internationally trained acupuncture detoxification specialist, an international TCM and NADA trainer and speaker since 1995. Currently, she is the board president of NADA Philippines and a pastoral counselor at the Center for Family Ministry, or CEFAM, in Ateneo. I'd like to welcome back to the show Miss Janet Paredes. Good
Hello.
morning, ma'am. Hello. So nice to have you again. And just to join us this morning is, of course, a well-known environmentalist and conservationist, the owner of the Lotus Valley Agri-Ecology Center in San Juan, a pioneer farm tourism advocate, and an original founding member of the Organic Producers Traders Association of the Philippines. You know him very well, Tito Toby Tamayo.
Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Good morning to all the viewers and listeners. Good morning, Chandra, Janet. Good morning. Nice to see you again, Janet.
Yes.
You know, the last time you were...
Good morning.
The last time we had you, there were many complaints in a way that your time was too short. so much to share at this given time, you know. You see, what's important today are certain things that, because people are at home. Now we're again on a 2-week lockdown, you know. And
yes,
siguro by now, alam na natin kung ano kailangan natin gawin, guys. Hindi naman to first time na lockdown ulit, you know. But yet, there's still so much to learn and, you know, to make it so that we're more prepared. And so, alam mo, mahirap din It's a difficult, our government is having a difficult time, you know. Everybody's having a difficult time. Our economy is going down. And then there's still no end to, you know, as far as the pandemic is concerned, it's getting worse. So we should really be more, steadfast in trying to do certain things to help out. Yeah. So anyway, okay.
yes.
Nice to see you guys again. Okay.
Yes, we should be more vigilant, no, Tito Toby, in taking care, really, diba, of ourselves and the environment all around us, given the situation. So Janet, for those who are not able to see or watch you last time, just give us a quick summary how your interest in the Eastern healing practices started.
Yeah. Good morning, everyone. I'm happy to be back. And as you mentioned, just a very short background, how I started the healing arts, specifically acupuncture and other modalities at that. I grew up in a family where my mom is a nurse, my aunt is a nurse, and my mom used to work in the infectious ward of San Lazaro Hospital, and she's an Ilocana. Every time we have fever, we always have sukang Iloco in the house, and that's one way that it absorbs heat when you have fever. So she would put it in a face towel and yan, pampunas niya yan sa amin, or would put it on our foreheads, And all these influences, experiences, parang really gave me that interest in alternative medicine, in the healing arts. And I know what I'm going to discuss this morning, for many manghihilots and alternative healers in the country, alam nila to. It's just that it has been put into practice as a basis for acupuncture points and so many other Eastern healing modalities, And when I was first exposed to acupuncture, that was during my college days. I was exposed to this doctor, Dr. Benjamin Aquino. He had a clinic in Binondo, and that's where my asthma at 15 years old, I had asthma already. And at that time, when I was already in college, bumalik siya And it was his clinic that really helped me through acupuncture. So that gave me that interest to study more. And I was exposed to the first NGO who really taught me how to do acupuncture. This is the Acupuncture Therapeutic and Research Center under Dr. Alphonse Pantig and Dr. Jennifer Madamba. No, they're still around and they're still teaching. And that's where I started acupuncture and became a trainer. And later on, ano na yan, that's history already. I was exposed to Lincoln Recovery Center where I studied NADA ear acupuncture and I took my trainer's training there and so many other schools also in Europe. Because if you're exposed to other countries, marami doon ang practitioners are not doctors. They are citizens, they are psychologists or counselors that they pursue their studies in acupuncture and they become licensed abroad. Here in the Philippines, we only have certification. We don't have licensure. But if you're good at your craft, you practice regularly, you do continuing education regularly, and you have basics in sciences like anatomy and physiology and other sciences, you can be a very good non-medical acupuncturist in the country. Sa atin kasi, iba yung ano nila pag sinabi mo acupuncturist, you have to be a doctor. But in other countries, in my experience in the States, in Europe, karamihan ng mga nakasama ko doon sa conferences are non-medical acupuncturists. So they practice their craft very with a continuing education. So yeah.
Okay. In the Eastern for maybe acupuncture specifically, what is the fundamental principle, in taking care of one's well-being?
Yes. No, it is very basic that when you study the Eastern healing arts or Eastern modalities of healing, no, there are many modalities, no. There is this what they call balance, no, balance of energies, and it's very important to know basic theories lang about yin and yang. That when this balance of yin and yang, lahat tayo niyan meron, no. In our bodies, in the universe, when there is a balance, disease does not exist, no? And when this balance of energies, they are primordial forces na tinatawag, when there is a balance of this gets disrupted when there's too much cold, too much heat, there's too much wind, there's too much dampness in the atmosphere or in the area where you live. It involves also what you eat, no, your diet, no, physical exercise. And when there is stagnation of energy, because all this balance would create free flow of energy, of blood, of fluids inside the body, and that when this is not disrupted, there is optimum health in a person. But of course, all these balances are very, relative. No? Hindi yan, nagbabago-bago yan. So when there is excessive conditions such as heat, cold, no, init, lamig, hangin, hamog, that's where all this balance becomes disturbed and there can be stagnant energy moving in your body. And yung stagnant energy na yan will produce pain which can disrupt the whole harmony in your body. And so it's very important when you say a good disposition, optimum health, one has to consider not only the physical health, also consider the emotional health, spiritual, it's encompassing mind, body, and spirit. And it entails a lot of very healthy relationships with family members, with your colleagues, with your co-workers, no, in a given time. So lahat yan kailangan ma-take into consideration yung ganung balance. So it's very important that we have that. Now, during this pandemic, ang daming nasisirang balance. No,
Yes.
because we're all in the house, no? And not to mention yung exercise ng mga tao, they've become very stagnant. Majority of us work at home and we are just sitting down in the computer or doing our laptop, using our tablets or our cell phones. That can really uh, disrupt the balance which we have before, that we're moving around. No, we go out of the house, we can walk, we can jog, we can exercise, we can bike, but now yun ang nawawala. And so
Yes.
there is a need for us to really do something about our health, no? Especially our
Yes.
family members.
Yes, it's to add to what you're saying. You know,
Okay.
there are, to start with, even before this pandemic, there was already struggle as far as the environment of, especially those living in an urban center, right? Trying to find the time or a quality environment is always a difficulty. Getting good night's sleep, good
Yes.
food, nutritious food, and what to speak of exercising in a proper environment. So many times, even siguro to make it clear to all of our viewers and listeners, pag may stagnation, kunyari ang Maynila, such an urban center, you know, we find that the traffic doesn't flow right. Kumbaga ano barato, on the layman terms, to look at it, you know, when there is such stagnation, everybody suffers. And it actually has an effect in all everybody else who live there. That means including us. Kasi tayo yung nag-engage sa different dynamics. So this is an example of when things are not working right, then stagnation take place in such as our body, for example, is given the ability to heal itself. Yeah, knowing full well. But now, if given the proper environment and activities, then such flow of energy will be continuous. Yeah, and balance will be there. So each individual, we have this capacity to always learn about this balancing and do the balancing act. So our body and mind and yourself, the spirit, comes into a harmony and there's union amongst the three. And then you add the fourth, which is, siempre, all of the things that we have around, there's a creator behind it. You know. So anyway, this stagnation that takes place in our lives causes disruption to every individual and also the family and community and country. That's why, Janet, you know, one thing that, you know, the last time in the episode you were with us, you taught us about seeds to the ear, for the ear to be used, you know, to help get rid of the stagnation. You know, can you, the feedback has been pretty good on that. Many people are asking, nabitin nga sila eh. You know, because it's such a simple, you know, protocol and modality that it is so effective, you know. And even children can help, you know, like in the video that was showed, you know, and even children who are not well. Kasi today, ang isa sa pinakamahirap ngayon na ina-avoid natin lahat, eh mapunta sa ospital.
Yes.
Very true.
So we have to look at the causes of kasi marami rin sa atin na sinasabi na there's the underlying, those who have underlying issues with their health are the ones who is most vulnerable. And if you analyze things, to get to the level of vulnerability as far as a person's health is concerned, there are factors. Kasi ang approach niya ho, it's very holistic eh. There has to be a lifestyle. It involves a whole being eh. You cannot just, pag meron akong sakit ng ulo, sige, aspirin. You know, we are not looking at the underlying cause many times. Nasanay tayo ng ganun. Ngayon, hindi tayo maka-access nun. We cannot just go and see our doctor, or we cannot be our own doctors and buy our own medicine. Baka mali din yun eh. It's not a proper thing to do. So holistic approaches, just as you're saying, is so vital today.
Yes.
And important. And it
Yes.
points out to a lifestyle that we have been embracing in this last many years that brought us to where we are, or the healthy well-being of our body and mind.
Yes.
So,
That's very true, no? Okay, Chandra, you have something to say?
so yeah, so to connect lang with what Tito Toby was saying, could you share more about the different things that we can do similar to the ear uh, beans that you showed last time?
I just want to emphasize and share that anything in excess in the Eastern healing arts will always lead to something that would give us imbalance. No, just one example would be if a person, no, ngayon medyo malamig yung here in Manila. It has been raining, and if there is an excessive intake of anything cold, that would do some imbalances inside the body. So everything should be in moderation, no? Hindi yung ice cold drinks or too much of something cold or magpapalamig ka or too much use of the air conditioning, no? So lahat yan dapat may balanse so that our internal temperature inside will not lead to any particular disease. No, like
Okay.
you guys are very much into eating vegetables. No, this is very important at this time because everybody is at home, and vegetables would cool down the system. Now, if you don't have regular exercise and we're not moving, no, our problem here is too much intake of meat, whether it's chicken, pork, or beef, especially beef, would create a lot of heat inside. And that heat, hindi mo yan, you're not exercising, so it just stays there. So this condition would lead to so many problems later on, no, with consistent intake of meat. No, it creates heat, and for people who are easily angered, it can also add up to the it would reinforce to the uh, management of anger in a person, and that's not going to be good. No? So yun. I have prepared, since we are in a condition wherein a lot of families are at home, and there has been a lot of cases of being anxious, anxiety, there is depression, stress, and trauma inside the homes now. And I have prepared 5 particular acupuncture points which can be massage, no? Which we can do to massage our family members, even children, our elderly, besides the ear seeds or the ear magnets that I shared the last time. We can do this also.
Okay. So we'll show the your screen po. Yeah.
Yes. So I have prepared for purposes that family members can do this inside their homes. No, husband and wife can do this. The children can do this. No, there are 5 acupressure points for anxiety that can be done at home. We know that anxiety, no, typically it can be treated with therapy, medication, or both. But acupressure, just like our mga ninuno natin doing hilot, no, which are continuously being done up to now, acupressure
Yeah.
is a form of healing, Eastern healing medicine that may provide temporary relief from anxiety symptoms, no? And usually these are just some of the uh, symptoms, no, or feelings of a person who is very anxious or who is anxious. There can be panic, there can be fear or worry, no? There is restlessness, there can be difficulty concentrating, difficulty falling asleep, there's fatigue, irritability, muscle tension, there can be headaches, and digestive problems. No? So let's try doing acupressure. No? When you say acupressure, no, you are massaging or stimulating acupuncture points. But since not everybody are well versed or are not certified acupuncturists, we can do this at home by just massaging specific points. And I have chosen 5 acupuncture points to relieve or that can help us relieve anxiety. Okay? We start
Okay.
with number one. Okay? Number one is intang. No? A person can sit comfortably, can even close your eyes, no? Touch the spot. It's the spot between your eyebrows and your index finger or your thumb. You can do this sitting down. You can take deep breaths and apply gentle, firm pressure, doing it upward, downward movement, or in circular motion, 5 to 10 minutes, or it can even be less. No, you can do this to your husband or your wife, your children, the elderly. No, and this is the main point that you're going to massage. No? That's
Mm.
very simple. It can be with the index finger, circular motion. No, and this should be done on a regular basis. No, it's between the two eyebrows that you can see in the picture. That is the intang point. And this
And how
particular
much pressure po, Ma'am Janet? I mean,
very mild
should it
pressure
be
lang. No? Very mild pressure lang that you can apply
okay?
on this point. No, wag naman masyadong madiin. Mild lang, tagalan lang ninyo, 3 seconds, 4 seconds, and then you can rest and then continue again for about 5 minutes, no? Basta yung kaya lang. And also for the elderly, just be careful kasi medyo sensitive na yung mga lolo, mga lola, but you can also do this by massaging the yin-tang or in-tang point. No? That's one point that you can use. And this one, it helps clear the mind for those millennials, students who are on the computer the whole day. Take a break every 30 minutes. Massage your intang. No? It clears the mind. This particular point connects with the pineal gland. And so it promotes deep relaxation and it can help with people suffering from insomnia. It helps also relieve headaches. If you have colds or flu, massaging that can help clear nasal congestion and runny nose. And it's for your emotional well-being. So it's a very simple technique, no? That's intang. Okay? The next point is pericardium 6. In the picture, you will use your 3 fingers, no? In after the wrist crease, 3 fingers below the wrist crease, and then you can please the slide can be put up, Miguel. And the point wherein the wrist crease in the middle, that is pericardium 6. No, it's between the 2 tendons, no, and this can be massaged upward or going down very, very gently, and you can do it also in circular motion. This is pericardium 6, the second point that you can use for anxiety, and you just apply pressure on the point in circular motion or up and down, no? So just sliding your finger. You can do this on your own. This is the second point. It can be used good for people experiencing palpitation. If there is irritability, it relieves upset stomach, no? Nasa kamay, pero it relieves upset stomach because there is a channel flowing leading to the spleen and the stomach. It can also relieve nausea and also good for headaches. So that is the second point. No? The third point, this one, I know you know this, you're doing this, and you feel a lot of tension here in the trapezius muscles. This is gallbladder 21. No? It is located in the upper trapezius muscles. No? And this can be used for so many tension or muscle pains. Now, can we put the slide a little higher? That particular point can be used for neck stiffness, muscle pain of upper back, shoulder tension. Still can be used for headaches. This point is usually sore, so when you apply gentle pressure, no, be careful. You have to increase it slowly as the person exhales. Do a little pressure until your patient or your family member would say, okay, the pressure is all right now. So you just continue with the pressure that is acceptable, no, to your patient or your family member. You can do gentle needling on this point. Can be in circular movements, no, to increase the flow of energy, the flow of blood in an individual. Even the yintang, it will increase the flow of energy and blood, no, in the entire head when you do the yintang, no, and when you do the pericardium 6, it will move the chi. So any stagnation in any part of the body, when you use these points, it's going to help remove that stagnation that is causing the pain. Okay, so that is the third point, no? We have intang, we have pericardium 6, we have gallbladder 21, the shoulders, no? And the fourth point is liver 3. No, this is very easy to locate. As you can see in the picture, it is the point between your big toe and your second toe. You just have to go up a little. This point is usually sore, no? When a person experiencing a lot of anger, when you apply pressure here, sasabihin, ang sakit naman yan, Janet. And you would know that this person is experiencing a lot of emotional tightness, person is uptight. And so do it slowly, gently massage this point until later on you will see that the stagnation of chi, which brought about the pain, will be gone. Mawawala yan. Just do it gently. Hindi yun bigla na imamassage mo ang liver 3. So this is very easy to locate between the big toe and the second toe. You just have to slide your finger along the space between the first and second toe to the tip of the joint. May babangga dyan eh. The point is there is a depression. There is a depression before your finger touches the bone, no, which is the metatarsal joint. Apply pressure gently 2 to 3 seconds. If your family member or the patient would say, ang sakit niyan, you stop after 2 or 3 seconds, then you repeat. Do again slowly, no, until you will find that the pain or the aray is no more there. That means that you are removing the stagnation slowly in that particular point. And this point, liver 3, it connects directly up to our head. So yung mga medyo maiinit ang ulo, magagalitin, you can use this point to calm a person who is experiencing that particular pain. No? It can relieve, no, top of the head, headache. No? Slowly lang.
Oh, okay.
Slowly. So this point will balance out mental, emotional side of the body. commonly used to reduce stress, anxiety, irritability, and depression. No, you just have to stimulate with pressure for a few seconds several times. Pag sinabi, aray, masakit na yan, Janet, you stop. And then later on, you can do again slowly until there is a balance that the person would say, nawawala yung pain. The pain is slowly, really nagsasubside. No? This is a very important point. No? And the last point is Anyan. Anyan in Eastern healing arts in acupuncture does not belong to the channels or to the meridians. Like the yin tang, these are special points. These are what we call extra points. No? But this is very important because it's very easy to locate. It's just behind the earlobe, yung point na yan that's being massaged that. Usually for people who are are angered, very often masakit yan. No? It is located on either side of the neck, left and right, a little under the whole lobe of the earlobe. No? This is your earlobe. And behind the bony filling protuberance. When you find the point, you just massage it lightly with pressure. You can use your middle finger or your index finger and apply that pressure gently. No, dapat hindi mabigat yung kamay when you do acupressure. This is what is famously known as the point for sleeping peacefully. For sleep peacefully, also for anxiety, for headaches, and for vertigo. No, you just massage very slightly. No?
So ma'am, maganda siya gawin bago matulog? Is it
Yes.
a good time to do it? Yeah.
Probably an hour before sleeping, you can do all those points. So, I mentioned 5 points. These 5 points should be used regularly for anxiety, depression, stress and trauma, for difficulty sleeping. We started with intang, then we had pericardium 6, we had gallbladder 21, no? We had liver 3, and we have Anyan points. Those are the 5 points that one can do on a regular basis during this pandemic, which can help relieve anxiety. Of course, I am not saying for cases that are already advanced and would really need professional help, then the family needs to consult a family physician, a psychiatrist, or a clinical psychologist. But this can be combined, kung hindi naman malala o grabe, can be combined again with telecounseling. But this will help the person also help himself or help herself without just depending on somebody. Self-help ito eh. This is your self-care, no? During this time of pandemic, so that we can do this at home together with a balanced diet, more of vegetables. There should be movement. If your place is small, just walk around, no? Tuloy-tuloy every morning, and mafe-feel ninyo yung energy moving, and this will avoid any stagnation that would cause disease. Plus, of course, a happy disposition and family life and relationship should also be considered. So, yun. Those are the 5 points that I can share to you this morning, and I hope marami kayong natutunan, and do it in your homes on a regular basis. Hindi po pwedeng minsanan lang. It has to be done 3 times a week at the most. But if you see that you can do it
Wow,
more
okay.
on a daily basis, if you need it, then just do it.
Better.
Go. Yes.
Okay. And ma'am, you can do all 5 points regularly, or you have to do all five, or you can just do three, kunyari, in
It
terms of.
depends on the person. If the patient or the family member mas gusto niya 3 points and that's working for the person, that's good enough. But if you can do all 5 points, no, you try to do it on a regular basis. Okay?
Okay. Tito Toby, did you want to add something to
Yeah,
that?
this is so important because one of the things that there's a survey that came out that 40% of Filipinos, especially living in the urban centers, have a difficult time sleeping. And a lot of that has to do with the type of lifestyle and the environment you live in. And we know that if you don't sleep well, your body is not able to regenerate
Yes.
and take a break. The organs are not able to rest, and cleanse itself. So, ganitong mga simple na bagay, you can be doing. Kasi sometimes when people are not regular exercise practitioners, if you cannot do that, at least do something. You can change your diet, do your breathing, and this type of modality is simple and can make life a lot better for the individual and for the family. Alalahanin nyo, we're social beings. When there's one person having a difficult time in the house, everybody's a part of it now. Ganun yan. And here's how we can help one another. So, such wonderful. It was so nice, Ma'am Janet, you sharing this and the seeds. This is so important. Kasi nga, ang Pilipino, marami sa atin, hindi nga nag-exercise. But at least, gawa tayo na something which will
Yes.
go a long way.
That's true.
Kasi
That's
prevention. And yung breathing na sinasabi kanina, a lot of times we tend to ignore, our breathing and we take it for granted simply because it's an autonomic thing. It automatically takes place. But when we don't exercise, the tendency is that we become shallow breathers. Mababaw ang paghinga ng tao. So we're not getting the desired amount of oxygen in every breath. So the tendency is we have shorter breaths. So to compensate, kasi nangangailangan ng cells mo. So in this regard, ang nangyayari niyan, nai-stress yung puso, kasi kinukulang ang hangin
Yes.
And also looking at other facets. There are times of the day that is so, kumbaga, very conducive for quiet time, for prayer, for meditation. It's so important to integrate in our daily lives.
That's true.
This is so important. And then the healing arts are always there. Kasi, sa totoo lang, the body has the capacity to heal itself.
Feel it. Yeah. That's very
And
true.
today, we have to much more add a few things that is important to increase our immunity, just so we don't end up in the hospital, or we don't
Yeah.
we have to avoid going to the hospital. Let's not stress those who are really in need and our frontliners. Stress enough na sila, hirap na.
Yes.
Do something on our
It's
own.
true. It's
right?
very true. Yes. And
Very
you know,
simple thing
yes,
that we can
I
do.
would really suggest this because classes will open soon. And I get a lot of feedback from college, high school students, in the universities. And because classes are going to open soon, they are starting to become very anxious. So we really have to help them, teach them a lot of home remedies, really going back to the basics and eating a good diet. And they can exercise even if they're in the dormitory. Sit-ups lang, pwede na yan no? Or walking up and down the stairs. No? Wag lang making sure that there's nobody COVID positive in the area. No, that's very important nowadays because mataas na naman ang stress level because ang classes will start very soon and I don't know how they're going to cope up with all this very stressful academic load.
Adding to what you're saying in the school, kasi now they will end up spending more time in front of their gadgets
Yes.
high stimulating yan eh. Ang bilis ng nangyayari eh. So it becomes more of a physical handicap kasi daliri mo lang ang gumagana at saka yung sensual lang eh na nalilimit. So this kumbaga increases that sort of, you know how it is when you're anxious, you don't have a relief or a release. Ito nga pinakita ni Ma'am Janet this morning is a release to all of the pent-up anxiety that anybody can do. So it's so important today. And ma-relieve mo lang ang sarili mo sa mga stress. You know, ang organs mo will start to function and find the right balance. Kasi balancing act ang kailangan natin gawin eh. Eh ngayon, because the time that we will spend in the computers, and you know, there's one thing that people are anxious about today. Hindi sila sanay sa uring pag-aaral ng distance yung learning or yung ganyan ngayon kasi hindi mo alam eh. You're not so sure what's gonna happen, you know? So obviously, there's the stress coming along our way, plus the pandemic, plus trying to function in this condition. You know?
That's very true. That's very true. So, yeah.
Okay, Ma'am Janet, we actually have a question from one of the listeners. Amy is asking, will it be better to use oil like VCO or eucalyptus or peppermint in acupressure?
Yes, I would suggest VCO because VCO, it has antiviral properties. No, but if you don't have VCO, no, any particular oil that's available in the home can be used. Even if you don't have oil, you can lotion. No, you can use that for massaging the acupuncture points that I taught you today. Yes, that's fine. Okay naman po yan.
Wonderful.
Okay, I think that's all for the questions. Yeah, thank you so much, Ma'am Janet, Tito Toby, for all that you have shared this morning. Simple things that hopefully we can all do, that we should really make effort to do, to just in general make our health better. And so here, DJ Gaur is joining us to continue with the next part of the program.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you so much, Ma'am Janet and
Thank you.
Tito Toby.
Thank you for inviting me again anytime.
Yes po, we're very happy to have you back.
Always love to have you, Ma'am Janet.
Yes.
Thank
So in this Ate Chandra, sa magandang naibigay ni Ma'am Janet no, sa 5 acupressure points niya and sa advice niya for us, it's very important. Ano masasabi mo doon, Ate Chandra?
Kailan gawin na,
Gaur? Yeah, sobra. Pati ako na yun dito ko. Ako palagi ako nakakaramdam dito eh.
Oo, ako rin. One of my main tension points yan, and I believe a lot of other people also are like us. So like what Ma'am Janet and Tito Toby said or just reminded, we just really need to do it. We have to make sure that all these things that we are sharing in today's show, try it, do it, and there's nothing to lose naman in doing it ourselves or applying it into our lives.
Yes. So in this moment po, Ate Chandra, I would just like to greet our viewers, no. From Ma'am Elinet, good morning daw, Elinet, di makulangan.
Morning.
And Ma'am Needs You, sabi niya, thank you for the acupressure points, Ma'am Janet, si Ma'am Amitom, Ma'am Ivy, yan, yung guest natin nung nakaraan. Si Ma'am Emily Guevara, shoutout po sa inyo. Kay Kuya Mike Rex, ayan. Kay Tito Matt Rex, yan, mga viewers natin. And then sa nanay ko pala, nagpapa-shoutout. Yes. Sa nanay ko na nanonood sa baba. Ayan, shoutout sa iyo, mahal kong nanay. Ikaw, Ate Chandra, may gusto ka bang batiin?
Well, just wanna say hi syempre sa aking pamilya. Nanonood rin sila.
Yes.
At lagi nila ako tinutulungan every Saturday to prepare for Gopalakas. So thank you sa kanila. And to all our viewers, please stay. There's more to come.
Opo. And at this point, we'll having a short break para sa ating susunod na segment, which is the Living Wise. So wag po tayong aalis at abangan natin ang susunod na segment. Maraming salamat po sa mga manonood.
Pangkalusugan, pangkalikasan, Gopalakas. Haribo ni Tagore, ni Tagore Haribo. Haribo ni Tagore, ni Tagore Haribo.
Alright, we're back. Ayan, kasama na natin si Atty. Jai. Kamusta, Atty. Jai? You look so,
naman. Fresh.
You look so handsome and fresh.
Thank you,
Plus,
thank
you
you.
have the new headset, right?
Para naman hindi na magdusa ang ating mga listeners at viewers sa aking napaka malabong voice.
Yan. So for our listeners, napakaswerte natin dahil meron tayong Atty. Jai. Palakpakan natin si Atty. Jai. Kamusta ka, Atty. Jai?
Okay naman. Nag-fail na naman yung internet last week,
Yeah.
ikaw. This week, ako naman.
Ako rin actually kanina.
Malas-malas. Ay, ikaw rin talaga.
Oo, pero anyways, okay,
Malas-malas.
napakaganda ng topic natin today.
Of course,
And
I
ano
was
masasabi mo, Atty. Jai?
I was able to listen to the segment of Ma'am Janet, no? And yung
Yeah.
napakagandang exchange nila ni Ate Chandra at ni Tito Toby. Actually, it resonated with me very well because yung mga practices na nirecommend ni Ma'am Janet, ginagawa ko na yon nung law school pa lang, tsaka nung
Yeah.
bar review. Kaya sa mga nag-aaral dyan for the next bar exam, yan ang secret tips. Secret tips,
Alright.
paano ako nakapasa? Pindutin nyo lang to. And then dito.
Galing. So,
Quick shout out, Gaur,
Alright,
sa
alright.
ating mga listeners before we welcome our Living Wise segment. Mr. Gilbert Pasqua, good morning. Miss Jonalyn Pineda Lim says good morning. Hello, good morning. Thank you for tuning in. Miss Rose Sanco, all the way from California, says magandang umaga, Pilipinas. Magandang umaga,
rin.
Miss Rose. Ayan, we can proceed with our next segment.
Yeah, and before that, I would like to announce na kung meron kayong mga questions, so yung mga ating segment host na sila Tito Toby, Tita Socorro, and Ma'am Marisa will answer that. So if you have any questions, please comment down the section below or you can text us sa aming hotline. Nandiyan yan sa ating right corner, left side sa ating video. So nandiyan yung globe, yung 0977-681-7315. And then sa smart, 096155719444. So if you have any questions, wag po tayong mahihiya sapagkat nandito po ang ating mga segment host para sagutin yan. At sa pagkakataong ito, Atty. Jai, we would like to
Yes.
proceed na para sa ating mga segment host. So maraming salamat sa iyo, Atty. Jai. See you later and let's welcome
Sure.
the Living Wise segment.
Okay, again, a pleasant morning to all our listeners and viewers. It's quite sunny here in this morning in La Union. And it's a pleasant morning. And I know we had quite a rain kagabi, no?
Nice.
But
Sarap
I think
tulog.
all of that is most welcome for many of us, At alam nyo, no matter what, the rain is a blessing talaga, di ba?
Always.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's welcome Tita Socorro here.
Hello, magandang araw sa inyong lahat.
And then Tita Marisa.
Hello everybody, magandang araw. And I'd like to greet Mary Salazar. Happy birthday today. I hope she's watching us.
Okay, I also want to I invited alam mo, sumisikat siya ng mayor ngayon si Mayor Magalong, tinext ko siya pakinggan mo naman.
From Baguio?
From Baguio.
Oh, wow. Okay, yes.
And I said, meron kaming palabas, hopefully you find the time, no? But anyway, gusto kong batiin din yung ating mga kaibigan sa Baguio. There's many are actually beginning to tune in.
Yes.
Nice.
So it's very nice and wonderful. Anyway, continuing, no? Napag-usapan natin kanina tungkol sa mga certain things that we can do faced with this pandemic. To start with, our life has been quite successful, especially those in the urban centers. In many years, nakikipagsapalaran kayo just to make ends meet. Diba? The environment is not so conducive, it's not very healthy. Kaya nga minsan nalalaman natin na bakit ba minsan yung sinasabi, but yung life expectancy at quality of life natin dito sa ating bansa
Bumababa.
So there's something that we need to be doing about it. And then us individuals, meron tayong kapasidad to do something about it. Alam nyo, this pandemic had made it harder for many of us to be seeking our usual doctors if we have some type of ailment or meron tayong nararamdaman, or we miss out on our regular checkups.
Sa takot no? Na ma-COVID.
Sa takot, tsaka siyempre, respetuhin din natin yung ating mga medical, yung mga health frontliners na talagang they're so stressful. That's why, good thing that they were listened to or heard by our government to take, kahit na medyo babagsak ang ating ekonomiya, mas delikado naman mawala yung ating mga medical practitioners na sila yung frontliners, na sila yung nasa, maharap sa stress ng pandemic. So this is, kumbaga, maraming salamat po sa inyong mga sakripisyo, doctors, nurses, health workers, and all of those who are trying to sustain and support those who are in the front lines.
Yes.
And then sa atin naman, we have to look at the possibility that how can I avoid, what are the causes of, some of my difficulties, health issues that I have in life, And this is the time that we should also take heed. Now that I cannot just go to the hospital or seek medical help, at least what can I do? The topic for this weekend is going back to basics. Diba? There's one thing that was mentioned earlier by Ma'am Janet was eat more vegetables.
Yes.
Kain kayo more ng gulay. Diba?
Gulay.
Alam mo, sa ating bansa, nung si Secretary Dar, nung isang araw when he was presenting in one of the laging handa shows ng ating gobyerno, pinesent niya ron yung data, the data of the consumption of food. Kasi sinasabi natin, at alam natin that there's no shortage of food in our country. And the reason for that is because we live in a tropical country. That food should be easily grown.
Lalo ngayon tag-ulan.
Tag-ulan,
Everything is
ang
growing.
dami-daming uring pagkain na tumutubo na hindi natin minsan kailangan ng bigyan ng pansin. Tutubo at tutubo yan
Wild.
There's food like this, yung mga labong, yung mga saluyot, yung mga talbos ng kamote, yung mga malunggay. And these are the ones, kumbaga, they grow on their own based on the cycle in a year.
Self-propagating,
yan.
self-expanding, self-spreading everywhere.
So,
Maraming tayong grasya kasi
when
dito
these
talaga.
are there, and food like this, nobody realize it, but food like this has been, kumbaga, nature has put all of the nutrients and kaya sila nandyan para tayo bigyan ng, para natin kainin yung pagkain na ganyan na makapagbigay sustansya sa ating mga katawan.
Some of them are even medicinal, di ba?
Many are actually medicinal.
At saka even if you don't have a soil or garden, yung mga sprouts are so easy to,
I make
sprout.
our own
And then,
toge na.
yung toge, ang
Yes.
sarap, ang nutritious din nun.
Even kangkong is so good.
And
full of
ito kasi sa
nutrients.
lifestyle kumbaga tayo for the last many years, balikan ko yung yung data ni Secretary Dar. Lumalabas. Halos lang, 1/3, 1/4 lang yung vegetable and fruit
Yung pa naman dapat marami, no?
supplies na kinakain ng tao. Mataas sa listahan. Meat, fish, chicken.
Pork.
Yan ang mataas sa listahan, no? Different types. So, nakikita natin na sa panahon ngayon, alam nyo, besides the pandemic, marami rin tayong hinaharap sa future that has to do with the way we live our life. That means it first and foremost, it begins with food we eat.
Oo.
Kasi the impact of the food we eat impacts the environment in total. You know?
Ay, talaga.
Kasi ang pagkain dependent sa ano yan sa anong soundness ng environment mo. Kunyari, sa atin alam na natin ito na only a very small percentage of the land of our country has forests. And so that means, kumbaga kung hindi dahil dito sa ating monsoon season, pag-ulan na medyo some places mahaba yung panahon ng pag-ulan, talagang matutuyo yung ating kalupaan. Okay? These are things that we are faced with. And also, the quality of food we eat is dependent again on the soundness of your environment, nutrient-wise. Ngayon, dahil we have been reliant on even food we eat, question that each of us have to understand and have to ask. Do I know the exact source of the food I'm eating? Do I know how it was raised or how it was grown?
No.
Where did it come from? What form of agriculture was used? Ang dami yung mga tanong sa ganyan kadalasan, if we live in an urban center, we just go to the palengke and buy
Sa grocery pa.
or the groceries
na siya.
processed na. So in doing so, again, because this has been a life that we have embraced, right? Yung tubig pa, especially water, hangin pa. Kung yung quality ng hangin hindi masyadong maganda, kaya minsan pag umuulan sa Metro Manila o sa maraming area na highly urbanized, alam nyo, the rain is a welcome blessing because inaalis niya yung pollution.
Kahit ang tingin ng tao, ulan, ako.
Babahain. Pero
Baha ang
nakikita mo yung
iniisip nila.
nasa news kagabi, nagbabaha sa EDSA.
Grabe. Oo.
Alam nyo. So these are, but still, alam nyo, hindi naman problema ng nature yung nagbaha dyan sa syudad It is our problem. Kasi tinakpan natin yung kalupaan
Cleansing na.
Oo, hindi lang yun. Tsaka tinakpan natin ng semento
Kaya hindi ma-absorb.
Hindi ma-absorb
wala
ng lupa.
absorption.
So,
Hindi, you know.
baha.
pinuno
Tapos sa
natin.
dami pa ng plastic.
Oo, yun, isa
Ngayon.
pa. Kaya ngayon,
Puro kalat.
we
Yes.
have to look at the lifestyle issue. That's why back to basic means simplify natin. Ano ba ang prioridad? If we shift to even, making it so that we have certain days as meatless day. Alam niyo, sa Catholic country, normally, Biyernes, we have to fast
Oo, we used to do that.
Diba?
Abstain from meat.
Yeah,
On
abstain from
Fridays.
meat and stay from this. Dapat ibalik natin, palakasin natin ito kasi makakabuti sa ating katawan. Okay? At makakabuti sa ating kalikasan. So this is so important. So, alam nyo, isa pa, ang gulay kasi, okay, vegetables, grains, fruit, yung compatibility niya sa ating katawan. Kaya nga yun
Bagay.
source ng gamot yan source ng nutrients yan na readily na-absorb ng ating katawan. So this is one thing that we can actually do right this very moment in our own homes to make the right food choices. Kasi if we do this, we're not only helping our body heal itself, we're also helping the environment. We are minimizing the destruction in our environment.
And the spread of diseases.
And spread of diseases.
Oo.
Importante yan. So, these are important factors that we have to look into. Kung mayroon tayong pagkukulang na hindi tayo maka-exercise, let's improve on our diet.
Yeah, it's the least we could do.
That's the least you can do.
Actually, it affects a lot of your organs.
Yeah.
The food
Everything.
that you eat.
Kaya
really
nga,
affects
you are
the
what you
body.
eat, sinasabi
Oo.
minsan, di ba?
And there are things that we should understand, no? What are the strongest animals in the world?
Elephant.
Elephants.
O gulay lang kinakain.
Okay.
no?
Kumbaga, yung mga kaibigan ng ating mga magsasaka nung araw, yung mga kalabaw.
Kalabaw. Oo,
mga
di ba? They
baka.
say, kasin lakas siya ng kalabaw.
Oo, di ba? May mga ganun yan Ang kinakain, pag nakita mo, grass.
Oh,
Okay?
diba?
Siyempre, these are things that we have to, pag
Natural
sinabi kasi
na
baka
food.
pag ako'y hindi kumain masyado ng karne, ako'y manghina.
Oo nga.
Di ba?
Yun ang
Sorry
common
na.
misconception
Natawa tuloy ako.
niya.
O baka hindi lumaki yung bata. The kids will remain malnourished.
Stunted.
Hindi ba yung giraffe, ano rin dahon na din ang kinakain? Napakatangkad nun.
Kaya nga siya matangkad. Hindi siya yumuyuko sa kinakain niya palagi yung mga punong dahon ng mga puno. Yung ganun yan. So anyway, that's why let's look at this very intently. This is something that we can do. We can actually help to make our body stronger to face the pandemic, or other stresses that have to do with our healthy well-being. And also, we can make it so that, alam nyo, certain foods are calming. Many of the vegetables and fruits, they're very calming to us, So it gives, kumbaga, some type of tranquility and peace in our life. It's easy to digest. Your body is not so stressed by it. And plus, whatever is good for your body is good for the environment, or it can be vice versa. Okay?
Yeah.
Making the right choices.
So back to basics means back to a natural diet, that is more healthy.
Healthier.
And
As suited to our bodies.
basic organic farming also.
Right.
Diba, growing the
Yes.
food.
Or you can, again, sa ngayong pandemic, let's plant our own.
Yeah.
Oo,
Let's
you
start
can
our own
plant
gardens
even
at
in
the back.
lata-lata, di ba?
Again, this can help. What is good for the environment is good for your body.
Tsaka yung mga children who start taking care of plants, masaya sila. They learn how
They learn
to
so many
nurture.
things.
No?
Nurturing.
Yung attitude nila gumaganda.
Right.
Diba?
And plus, it's relieving. You know why? That's what nature does to everybody. Anything you get into, kaya, di ba, pag kayo stressed na, huminga kayo ng malalim, ano bang hinihinga ninyo? Oxygen.
Hopefully,
Di
good
ba?
air.
Magre-relax ka agad kayo. You do the proper breathing. Or you go to an environment where you can see, alam nyo, ang Pilipinas nga, nabanggit ko na to, you're surrounded by dagat yan. The source of oxygen, 60% comes from the ocean. So no matter what you say, there would always be relief for everybody, even in the urban centers. Just knowing the right time to do it.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Okay. So, ako naman, sa basics naman ng natin noon, today I prepared a list just about 6 items ba yan, no? To let us know that, kasi takot nga marami pumunta sa ospital, di ba? So, habang we're in the house, actually there are things that we all have in our homes that can help us with our aches and pains, with our headaches, mga, even fever. So, let's go to our basic things. Yeah, every kitchen in the Philippines has salt. No? Salt.
Asin.
Yeah.
Asin tayo. Kailangan ng asin.
Yes. So, salt
basic,
is...
mura rin yan.
Yes,
Cheap.
yes,
Okay.
very cheap. And for the chefs, ang tawag nila sa asin ay pixie, like pixie dust. Kasi para siyang magic. Pag nilagay mo sa food, masarap, no? But it's also kind of like magic because it can make us actually feel good, no? Ang salt gargle has been used forever na yata, no? In many, many cultures as a traditional healing concoction, no? Pwede tayong gumawa ng gargle. Di ba, halimbawa, like nung bata ako, pagka masakit ang throat ko, laging sasabihin ni mami, gawa ka ng salt gargle. No? Konting asin lang yan, 1/2 teaspoon in warm water, you gargle it already. Nakaka-relieve siya talaga. No? Even if you have singaw, kung meron kang ubo, you're coughing, but masikip yung plema, this will make the phlegm soften up and then easy to remove, no, from the body. So even kasi ang salt, it's para siyang anti-inflammatory. It helps with skin infections, no? Even if you have problems with your skin, nakakatulong yan when you make your salt the salt mixtures, not only for gargling, it's also good for soaking.
Yes.
No? Sa paa mo or sa kamay mo, minsan nga yung mga nasunugan, before, si Tito Toby burned his hand, when it was healing, he had to soak it in saline solution, yung salt, warm salt water. it helps the healing very fast. At saka ang nangyayari, hindi basta mai-infection yung mga wounds or burns. Yeah. It's very, very good also. Salt, we use it, diba, for preserving stuff. And before, salt was also used for preservation.
Kasi it will kill yung mga germs,
Oo.
bacteria.
And helps dry it, no?
Molds.
Oo. So kahit pagka meron kang tawag natin buni, the ringworm, you soak that in salt water. Alipunga. Also now, no, na umuulan, it's easy for us to get these things if we're nagpupunta tayo sa mga baha-baha, delikado. Okay. So, it can also be good for earaches, no? This salt solution, as you can see, can be for the feet, even for the ears. Kasi ngayon, baka we're having ear trouble. Alam mo, pag may ear problem tayo, it's good to see a doctor right away. But if you can't, at least try this one to help relieve the ear pains. Okay, let's go to the next one, no? Vinegar naman, suka, lahat tayo. You have vinegar at home, no?
Mura din yan.
Yes, so on the slide you see, I put apple cider vinegar kasi naging popular yan eh. Pero I'm not promoting that alone. I want you to try all the different vinegars we have in the Philippines. Yung what's local, what's natural, maganda. You know, meron tayo from sugarcane. Meron tayo from
Fruits.
pinya, no? The last one I tried, ang sarap ng ano pala, mango vinegar, no? It's made right here in La Union. You know, rice can be made from so many things. Even vinegar can be made even from rice. You know, the Chinese use rice vinegar a lot. They use white rice, black rice, red rice. They turn this into vinegar.
For sushi making.
Yes.
Rice vinegar ginagamit.
Yes. So, ang sarap, di ba? We all love to take vinegar. Kahit maasim siya, it's actually a very sweet solution for our problems. Sa fungal infection, maganda rin yan. You know, even the father of medicine, Hippocrates, he used to give vinegar as a solution for mga coughs, colds. You know, they will mix vinegar with honey. Diba? This is also become popular now. No, for your coughs and different things. Yeah. Okay. So let's go to black pepper. Black pepper is a very good stimulant. No, it stimulates circulation, it stimulates digestion, and also flow of mucus. So kung
Gopalakas, malusog na katawan, mapayapang isipan. Gopalakas, malinis na paligid, mabuting kalooban. Gopalakas, hangad na maglingkod sa kapwa kaibigan. Gopalakas, alagaan natin si Inang Kalikasan. Halika na totoo, sa kalikasan at kapwa mapayapang isipan. Gopalakas, malinis na paligid, mabuting kalooban. Gopalakas, hangat na maglingkod sa kapwa't kaibigan. Gopalakas, alagaan natin si Inang Kalikasan. Halika na totoo sa kalikasan at kapwa-tao. Isa buhay natin ito. Gopala, Gopala. Sugan pangkalikasan. Gopalakas.
Hi everyone. Sorry, I think our segment hosts from La Union are experiencing some technical difficulties. Pero habang inaantay natin sila bumalik, I'd like to take this opportunity to greet our listeners and viewers. Miss Elin Emperador says, good morning, Gopalakas. Good morning, Miss Lynn. Malit De Leon says, good morning. April May Bata says, go, go, Gopalakas. Yes, I agree. And so should all of our viewers. Go, Gopalakas every Saturday. J Resurrection says, good morning. Good morning. Nabati na pala to dati. Emily Guevara says, good morning, Gopalakas. Hello, good morning. More power sa Gopalakas, watching from La Union, from Mr. Harry. Hello, Harry, good morning. He always tunes in every Saturday, as should all of you. Janavi Bata says, Haribo, hello, good morning. Vem Mafi says, very interesting, agreed. And on that note, if you have any questions for attorney Ma'am Janet Paredes, you can email us, leave a comment, use our hotline, any of the platforms available to you. Finally, I'd like to greet happy birthday to Attorney Lian Yabut, Attorney Vonjo and Christian Gargiano, Attorney Ana de Jesus, Mr. John Albert Falsis, and his wonderful wife, Kashmir Falsis. Hello, good morning. I'd also like to take this opportunity to greet Mr. Robert Mendoza of Cornet, your integrated systems provider, Mr. Ricky Valdez and Krisha Kawan, as well as everyone from BGC Capital Partners, Inc. Hello, good morning. And finally, Kuya Vic Yaba, good morning. So Gaur.
Attorney Jai, ayan,
Hello.
nag-message sa akin ng ating tech person sa La Union, si Ate Dixie. So sabi nila nakabalik na daw. Nag-brown out sila sa La Union, but they're on na daw. So I think nandiyan na ba sila if they're on the on the show? Maybe
Yan ang
we can,
hirap. Yan ang
but
hirap
I think
ngayon,
wala
no, Gaur?
pa. Yeah, sobrang hirap ngayon actually.
Hindi, kasi nababalitaan din natin, we will be experiencing power outages in this coming how many months in Luzon, di ba? So hopefully, makabalik yung ating segment hosts. Meron ka bang babatiin, Gaur?
Syempre ating mga kaibigan mula sa Manila and sa Angeles yan, sila Gayatri and Radaraman, sabi nila. Pa-shoutout naman, sabi niya. Yung, sa ating mga listeners and viewers, syempre, I know this is not a paid advertisement, pero syempre, dahil kaibigan natin sila, i-announce ko lang na meron na tayong good food dyan sa Angeles. So, kung meron silang dyan, PM nyo na lang ako kasi hindi pa to paid advertisement. Rather naman kung gusto nyo magpano, just
Anong
DM
gusto?
us. Okay?
Kailangan magbayad sila for
Yes, I mean, if they want an advertisement, they can PM us, di ba? So,
also, our friends from Madan Mohan Academy, all the way in Bukidnon, say hello, Haribol. Hello, Haribol. Good morning. At this point, Gaur, let's not waste our viewers and listeners' time. No, let's proceed to our next segment.
Good food na muna tayo, yeah? So, we can share the audience the essentials, no? Ma'am Chris, Ate Chris and Ate Nimay, meron silang i-share na very important to us. So, let's proceed. Yeah? All right.
Tech, roll VTR. Si Tech yata na.
Yan na. All right.
community starts at home. As mothers ourselves, we know that food nurtures and heals the body. Here on The Good Food, our focus is simple: to inspire you to eat and live healthier.
Today is all about going back to basics. Hi everyone, I'm Chris.
And I'm Nimai. Now that you're ready to switch to a plant-based diet or want to eat healthier, the question is, where do you begin?
Or what should I buy? Well, you guys are lucky because today's episode is all about plant-based essentials.
Mother Nature has provided us with everything: air to breathe, water to drink, food to eat, and space in which to live. And as such, it is our responsibility as stewards to protect and conserve the resources she has provided us. This pandemic has made us realize that we need to rely less on store-bought food and try to be more self-sufficient by having food readily available in our own backyard. Now, not everyone has a big space for a vegetable garden, but it doesn't also mean it's impossible to grow your own food in a small space. It is very possible. Our friend Manny from Happy Green Thumb is an advocate of urban and small space gardening. She grows her food in containers and upcycled materials. Manny has helped people start growing their own food by providing free seedlings. Check out her Facebook page for tips and inspiring stories. Here are some plants that we think you should have in your garden, since they are very useful in everyday cooking. Not only are they easy to grow, but they are highly nutritious as well. Sweet potato, or good old kamote, alugbati, and malunggay will grow almost everywhere. Easy to grow leafy veggies such as spinach, arugula, talilong, pechay, and saluyot. Vegetables such as sitaw, ampalaya, and okra are easy to grow as well. Try growing butternut, ginger, and lemongrass as well. Of course, it's ideal to have the complete bahay kubo, but if you have little space, these are some of the plants you can grow. So Chris, what did you plant in the beginning of the quarantine?
I planted okra, sitaw, ampalaya, talbos ng kamote, yung mga madaling tumubo.
So ideally, it's best that we produce our own food. But the reality is, we still need to buy essential foods from the store.
Having a well-stocked pantry can save you from unnecessary trips to the grocery store. Here are some of the basic pantry essentials. Note that you don't have to purchase all of the things mentioned here. This is simply to guide you to a healthier pantry. Consume whole grains instead of refined grains. Aside from its hefty fiber content, it offers a complete package of nutrients. It also makes you feel fuller faster, making you eat less. Beans are a great source of protein and fiber. You can find some of them in your local market or grocery stores. To reduce the cooking time, soak the beans overnight. Make sure you discard the soaking liquid as it has gas-producing compounds in them. One good thing to have in your pantry as well is salted black beans. You can use this to make vegan bagoong. Here's a tip. Always give your canned beans a quick rinse to remove the excess salt and starch. Going plant-based doesn't mean you're just eating salads. Cook your favorite dish by replacing meat with these alternatives. With these, you can make caldereta, sisig, lasagna, burger, barbecue, and kebabs. There are literally hundreds of spices available at the grocery store. Don't get overwhelmed with the wide selection. There are spice blends already available to make it easier for you to cook different cuisines. Like for Indian dishes, you can begin with curry powder, cumin seeds, and turmeric powder. For Mexican dishes, taco seasoning will give it a distinct Mexican flavor that we all love. For Italian dishes, you can purchase Italian seasoning. It already has aromatic herbs such as basil, thyme, and oregano. This is perfect for pizza and pasta sauce. Of course, nothing beats fresh herbs. Basil and rosemary are easy herbs to grow at home. Other spices to add to your arsenal are bay leaves, whole or ground black pepper, 5 spice, and cinnamon powder. If you want to jazz up your baked goods or simply want a quick, healthy snack, these are good to have on hand. They are great whole food sources of healthy fat. Here's a tip. Keep them in the freezer if you don't use it often so it doesn't go rancid. Add flavor to your dishes with these plant-based seasoning. Just remember, a little goes a long way. Having vegetable stock on hand is good to flavor soups, stews, and sauces. A lot of Filipinos are actually lactose intolerant. For those who are staying away from dairy, here are some alternatives that you can use for your cereal, coffee, or desserts. Here are some tips. Buy in bulk. It's cheaper and it lasts a long time. To prevent your grains and legumes from bugs, put a few bay leaves or dried chilies in the jar. And lastly, batch cook. When cooking beans, it is better to cook a big batch so you can store the rest for later use. You can keep it in the fridge for a few days or freeze it for months.
And there you have it, our plant-based pantry essentials. We are providing you with a shopping list that you can download and refer to in your next grocery run.
We hope you learned something new in today's episode of The Good Food. Once again, this is Nimai.
And I'm Chris. Enjoy your Saturday. Thank you and see you next week.
Bye!
So, hi everyone. Welcome back. Thank you to Ate Chris and Ate Nimai for sharing their nice essentials to us. So, bago tayo mag-proceed, no, I would like to welcome back our segment hosts from La Union dahil nawala yung kuryente na and they are back. So, wag na natin patagalin para hindi masayang ang oras. Please welcome the La Union segment, Living Wise. Hi po.
Good.
You're back.
Okay, I'll
Yes.
continue. You're talking about basic things we have in the kitchen that can help us with our health, no? So, we finished with the black pepper. Now we've got, did we
The
finish
next-
this?
yeah, the
Okay,
next
let's
one.
talk about luya, no? There's 2 kinds of luya that we use, the usual one and the yellow ginger, no, which we call turmeric. Now, both of them are anti-inflammatory, no? They're both good. Antiviral pa yan, and even anti-cancer, no? Gingers are always good for the whole digestive system. So kung meron kang kabag, masakit ang iyong tiyan, you have all this indigestion, yeah?
And you can include it in your cooking na yung
Yes.
lugaw mo may ginger,
Yes,
di ba,
yes.
in your food. So,
Yes.
it's very warming, di ba?
Yes, lalo na ngayon na tag-ulan, pag giniginaw, take some. If you're also getting an attack of your arthritis, mga pains na ganyan, take ginger kasi anti-inflammatory nga siya, no?
Okay.
So when I go travel, I always bring salabat. Kasi nga, para you don't get sick, yeah, you don't get car sick.
At saka anti-nausea.
Yes,
di ba?
anti-nausea.
Yeah.
Bro.
We're out. Okay, I'm talking. Where did I stop?
Yeah.
Okay. So yun, take salabat, no, whenever you're feeling cold or you're traveling para you don't get nauseous whether you're pregnant or you're just car sick.
Yes.
Okay, it's good for you. Then turmeric, this is very famous now, no, sa atin, because it has anti-inflammatory things, and it also is good for anti-cancer. Actually, it's known usually for the curcumin, but it has actually a dozen anti-inflammatory ingredients, no. But one thing, no, please don't take turmeric too much of it kasi it's strong.
No.
Yeah, it can, if you have fertility issues, don't take much turmeric. Yeah, because it can lower your fertility. Also, if you're taking anticoagulants, don't take much of it also. Kasi
Baka-
anticoagulant na rin siya eh. Oo.
Parang in moderation lang.
Everything in
Oo.
moderation, just
Yes.
as Janet mentioned earlier, no? Okay, let's go to the last one, sa garlic. Garlic, of course, we love to use garlic. Pero it's very nice to eat, but if you're going to take garlic for its medicinal properties, the best is to take it raw. No, just chop it up and add it to the end of your cooking instead of cooking it. Or one thing that I do is I toast bread and then you get the garlic that's already peeled. You just do this, yeah, put it
Parang-
over, yeah, rub it against the
Rub,
bread,
yes,
put a
oo.
little olive oil, put kamatis, salt. Ay, naku.
O kaya
Okay
nga
na,
rin,
masarap.
pesto rin.
Yes,
Would it be
yes.
helpful, hindi ba?
Basta hindi siya luto, no?
Ayan.
So if you're fighting an infection, it's good to eat a bit of garlic every day during the time you have infection. It's also good for ear infections, as you can see there. It's very
It's
easy to make.
antiviral, it's antifungal.
Yes. Oo. And then, even Hippocrates was giving this to those who had cervical cancer.
Oh.
Oh, it's very good anti-cancer properties kasi. Okay.
So, ibig sabihin yung ating kusina parang naging butika.
Yes,
Oo.
kaya nga kasi even Hippocrates, the father of medicine, he said, let food be thy medicine. Oo. So there's a lot in our own kitchens that's there for us. If we take lalo na a plant-based diet, a lot of these foods have medicinal properties talaga.
Very wonderful. Thank you, Mother Nature.
Yes.
Okay, so I shall continue now with my segment on wisdom. And I would like to share with people ngayon yung dalawang quotes natin. Yung una from Sri Isopanishad. And mantra 1 ng Sri Isopanishad says, everything animate or inanimate that is within the universe is controlled and owned by the Lord. One should therefore accept only those things necessary for himself, which are set aside as his quota, and one should not accept other things, knowing well to whom they belong. Okay? Tapos meron pa isang quote tayong kinuha, galing naman sa Bible, from Psalms. Sinasabi, the earth is the Lord's and everything in it, the world and all those who live in it. So,
Halos pareho sila
yeah,
talaga,
kaya
no?
nga yung
Mm-mm.
very same message is both in the Sri Isopanishad and Psalms,
The
saying,
truth talaga.
who is the owner? It is not us. Okay? And because we are not the owners, ibig sabihin nun, you are only allowed to take what is necessary for your sustenance.
Bawal mag-hoard.
Bawal mag-overconsume.
Yes.
Bawal maging greedy. Bawal mag-take more and, use up the resources for yourself alone. Okay? And leave less for everybody else. No?
Yes.
While others are hungry, you are already consuming more. In other words, yung quota mo, alam naman natin yung quota, like for the stomach is only pare-pareho yung
Ganyan
size
lang
ng
kalaki.
stomach, no? Hindi pwedeng sabihin mo dahil mayaman ka, mas malaki yung quota mo sa pagkain. Yes, pareho lang po yung tiyan natin. And therefore, your quota, sabi nga sa eating process, you should not fill up the stomach.
Yes. Hari Hachbu.
Oo.
Yeah, you have only to take 80% yung kaya mo.
You have to leave space
Yes.
for air and you have to leave space for water.
Yeah, don't stop when you're full. Stop before you're full.
And yung ibang tao hanggang dito hindi na raw makahinga dahil busog na busog. No? So, ibig sabihin, we are overeating at that point already when we have a difficult time breathing. Okay? So, therefore, in our life, going back to basics is not just, having a natural life and consuming vegetables and, doing exercises, but also only accepting the amount that is necessary for us to survive. And if we get more than that, because you're a good businessman and everything, using those resources to also help other people.
Share.
Hindi ba?
Oo.
So, because I was speaking to a friend before, I said, you belong to one of the top corporations in the country. You've built so many condominiums and everything. Are you not going to stop? Sabi ko sa kanya ganon. Tapos sabi niya, no, we have to be number one. Okay, so tuloy-tuloy yung pag-build, tuloy-tuloy yung pag-ano nila ng accumulate ng mga assets.
But is she happy?
Yun ang, yun, siguro sa pandemic, natamaan na rin yung kanilang negosyo. And of course, stressful rin yan, you know. And the person is also, everybody will experience that unhappiness due to the problems of life. But yun nga, what we're saying here is if you are sharing with others, then the happier you will be, di ba? And you're only taking your quota, you will not feel guilty and you will not be charged for hoarding, di ba? You will not be living a sinful life of over-consuming and using up the resources that belongs to others. You know? So that's one. In conclusion, meron tayong quote po from Schumacher. He's an economist. He wrote a book, Small is Beautiful. Ang sinabi po niya is, no one is really working for peace unless he is working primarily for the restoration of wisdom. Okay? And this means yung restoration po ng wisdom is very much connected with, living according to the truth. No, the truth that comes from the supreme, from the absolute truth. Now we are spiritual beings, and we have both material and spiritual needs. Do not try to become happy by accumulating from the material side. This will not satisfy us. But if we're feeling empty and unhappy, we look at the spiritual journey to actually feel satisfied. Ngayon, there were questions, I think, from the other show. Some people were asking, ano ba yung ginagawa nila dun sa meditation portion? Kaibang-kaiba, hindi namin naiintindihan yung ginagawa na kumakanta. So, I'd just like to share that, hindi ba po sa pandemic, meron tayong natutunan na laging dapat nating ginagawa? Hand washing. Okay? This is a cleansing process. We clean our hands to get rid of the germs. Okay? So, similarly po, meron tayong process of cleansing. Ng cleansing of the mind, cleansing of the heart, cleansing of our very being. And this cleansing is, if we're always doing it, matatanggalan po tayo ng mga stress, mga anxieties through transcendental cleansing. And this process of meditation is the cleansing process. It is the healing process. It is the rejuvenating process. And what we are singing, what we are actually sharing with other people, even just by listening to these sounds, the healing sounds, you will become cleansed, you will become purified. Okay? And ano pa yung mga sounds na yan? Hindi naman sabi nila maintindihan kung ano daw yung sinasabi. Just like for today, I think they will be using the healing sounds, Madana Mohana, Murari. This first word na Madana Mohana means attractor of Cupid. He was most attractive, is even attracting Cupid. And Murari means he's beyond reproach. So these are all beautiful words that are connected with the Supreme, and because they are powerful, they can actually cleanse the heart, mind, and being. So yun po ang mangyayari dun sa meditation portion natin.
I think may nagtanong din, is this a religion?
This process of meditation is for everybody and doesn't belong to one group only. In fact, if you're comfortable po in meditating on the names of yung nakilala nyo ng name, let's say Jehovah, you'd say belong to the group of the Jehovah's, or if you're Muslim, you're comfortable with the word Allah, then simply listen to these different names of the Supreme that are very powerful and cleansing. Okay,
so thank you so much. Okay. Sorry for some of the technical issues this morning. Alam mo, we're running on generator, kaya the sound may not be as clear. And again, to our anchors, take it. Thank you very much sa lahat na nakikinig at saka mga nanonood. Maraming salamat po sa susunod na linggo. Bye. Take care, ha? Mag-iingat ho lahat, ano?
Yeah,
Stay safe, stay at home, stay clean.
Thank you.
Always pray.
Thank you, Tito Toby, Tita Marisa, and Tito Socorro. And welcome back, Attorney Jai. Yeah.
Regardless of the
So,
technical difficulties, the gems stay the same, the wisdom stays the same. Yung mga tips na
Yes.
makukuha ng ating mga listeners or viewers from the La Union segment, Living Wise, stays the same, no? Di ba, Gaur?
yeah, sobra.
So right now, ano ang gagawin natin, Gaur? Do you have a shout-out or are we
You,
proceeding
if
to the
you
next
have any
segment?
shoutouts, we can proceed. Then, if wala na, punta na tayo music
Ah,
meditation.
nabati ko na yung mga babatiin ko kanina while the La Union segment had a little time off, no? So I think right now it'd be good to proceed to our next segment, which is
Alright. Si Jiva Jimenez, ewan ko kung nabati mo na siya, and si Louis De Ramayo. They're
di pa.
watching, and J. Chris Abaya din. So, they're watching. So, thank you for tuning in. So, okay. So, wala na tayong time. We are running out of time already. So, I think we need to proceed to our music meditation, which is
Yes.
nabanggit kanina ni Ma'am Socorro ang benefits nito, no?
Mhm.
And it's for everybody. So, wag na natin patagalin, na? So, let's welcome Sir Manu, right?
Yes.
Okay, magandang araw, Sir Manu.
Hi, Manu.
Thank you sa mga host. Thank you, B81. Mga kaibigan, welcome. Oras na naman po para mag-relax sa healing sounds. Alam nyo, itong healing sounds na ito ay hindi ordinary sound vibration. Siya ay spiritual sound vibration na ginagamit since time immemorial. Simply by resting our hearts and our minds in these soothing and healing sounds, we can gradually experience inner peace and happiness. Today, let's once again samahan natin ang ating mga kaibigan from Sif Care for some music meditation.
Madana
Thank you, our friends from Sifcare, for that nice music meditation. Thank you, our viewers, for your participation. Stay safe, stay healthy. See you next time.
Maraming salamat, Sir Manu, for sharing that wonderful music meditation to our listeners, to our viewers, and to us, syempre, no, Atty.
Of course.
Yeah.
Always go to yan.
Music meditation.
Go to yan. To start your day, to end your
Yes.
day, in the middle of your day, anytime you can do music meditation to calm your mind, spirit, and soul.
Yes.
I'm not sure kung may difference ba yan? Spirit, soul. Hindi spirit and soul. Tama ba?
Yeah. Yes, it's the same. Yeah.
I think that's all the time we have, Gaur. Unless may
Yeah.
babatiin ka, it's time to say goodbye.
Syempre, to our all viewers and listeners, and syempre, I would like to take this opportunity to thank sila Sir Raleigh, Sir Rolly, and the whole V81 team. Syempre sa ating napakagaling na tech, yan, si Tech Miguel. Maraming salamat sa iyo for
Mabuhay ka,
always
Miguel.
Yes, for always assisting us in this program, no? So, wala ka bang last words? Atty. Jai, you want to say something for our viewers?
Wala namang last words. Parang naman pinapatay mo ako, Gaur. Anong last words? No, I'd just like to remind our viewers that we are on every Saturday, 10 a.m. Like all of our social media pages on Facebook, YouTube,
Yes.
Instagram for any future news on this program, as well as yung mga ating periodic weekly.
Yes.
Within the week, we post a lot of other content, so you can see and benefit. As we said, as we always say, wellness is a holistic thing.
Yes.
Hindi pwedeng every Saturday lang kayong magiging magiging attentive sa inyong wellness. So, kailangan throughout the whole week attentive kayo sa inyong wellness. So please like and follow all of our social media pages.
And also nga pala, Atty. Jai, I would like to announce na mamaya, dahil di ba may shinare sila Ate Chris sa kanilang good food na parang essential. So,
Exactly.
ipopost natin yan. Ipopost natin yan sa page natin. And I would
Meron
like to ask the favor sa ating mga viewers and listeners na if okay lang sa inyo, please help us propagate this program. I-share nyo yung page and yung mga content nito, and hindi lang tayo mabe-benefit, pati yung mga shinera natin, no? Piniem natin, shinare natin sa timeline natin. So it would be great if you will share that. So we're very thank you. Thank you for everyone. So I think that's for today, right? So
That's all we have for today.
Yeah, so we'll see you next week, next Saturday. And thank you for all the viewers and listeners na nagstay hanggang ngayon, right? And thank you syempre sa lahat ng segment host, syempre sa guest natin na si Ma'am Janet. So hopefully ma-invite natin siya ulit next time.
Yes.
So thank you very much, everyone. See you next week. Gopalakas.
Gopalakas.
Pangkalusugan, pangkalikasan, Gopalakas.
Pangkalusugan at pangkalikasan, samahan si Atty. Jai at DJ Gaur sa pagpapaunlad ng kalusugan sa katawan, isipan at espiritual. Go Palakas! Go Palakas! Pangkalusugan at pangkalikasan tuwing Sabado, 10 a.m. Philippine Time. Dito lang yan sa V81 Radio Worldwide. Tunog Pinoy, Tatak Pinoy, the future of radio. This is your all-hits, all-Pinoy internet radio station. This is V81 Radio Worldwide.
Ito ang paborito ng bawat Pilipino. Basta all hits, all Pinoy, panalo. Merong kwentong iyakan at tawanan. Kahit nasaan ka man, ito'y mapapakinggan. Ready